right, doctors, Dr. Tony, your administrator, founder of our Personal Injury Doctors Elite community. We are continuing with our presentation today at 2 Central Standard Time. Obviously, we have this pandemic going on, but we hope we will get all through it together as a team. And as doctors, we thank you for being on the front lines of healthcare, of course, sometimes in many states. I know in Missouri we're still going strong here. So anyway, today our presentation, as always, we have our sponsor, Annie Brown, and she's going to continue to give you some great information on how you can start receiving accident cases, address, and numbers in the legal way, obviously, with her services and companies. A little about Annie. She's been our presenter and sponsor for the last year or two plus, and has helped many of our doctor members increase their personal injury at this time. She started out in Minnesota, in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, where she applied her education and her marketing skills with a couple of the doctor's offices out there and increased their personal injury tremendously. So she decided on moving into her own strategy and her own systems and businessing and marketing for our doctors across the USA. And she's going to give you some insights on how you can contact her to help you out in your state and give you some great education. She currently sees a lot of, I guess she gets results with a lot of offices across the USA and from some of our personally members alike. So, hey, Annie, thanks for being locked down there in Pasadena, California, and joining us today. I guess if anybody's got anything to do, they should learn some good education, some great services you can provide here when everything opens up. So, if not, plant the seeds so everybody can get going again, and hopefully in the next few weeks here as we get past all of this. So welcome. You got the stage. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Tony. So hi, everybody. I'm Anne Brown. I'm going to start by just quickly giving you my contact info, so please write it down. I'll say it a couple more times later, but my cell is 818. Look, there's somebody calling now. Just kidding. 818-653-0288. So you can text me or call me. Probably the best approach would be to text me if you want to talk to me, and then just find out if I'm available or when I am, and then I can set up time to talk to you. So 818-653-0288. My email is annieb@caraccidentlist.com. God, is that it? I think it is. Anyway, so I just wanted to touch base. I work with people that have been in car accidents. I help you guys contact car accident victims. I've been doing it 20 years. I started in the Twin Cities with a doctor's office in Golden Valley. His name's Dr. Arlen Lieberman. And basically I started, I was looking at how to help him handle his income so that statistically it wouldn't go up and down in roller coaster. I'm trained in marketing and as an executive on business administration. So the first thing I asked him, which is an obvious question when you're in that field, is how do you make your money as a chiropractor? And he told me work comp or PIs. And I said, well, what are those? So, I found out about car accident victims. He happened to mention there was another chiropractic office south of the cities that was doing something. It was a program that David Singer had originated. I called her, the marketing girl there, but she said it wasn't really working. And so I said, why don't you send me over what it is you're sending out and what you're doing? And I amended the piece being sent out. I amended how it was being done. Back in the day in Minnesota, you used to be able to mail to car accident victims and call them on the phone per the law. That law changed in 2008. You can still mail, but you can't call anymore. But at that time, I was mailing and calling, and we were averaging 12 to 13 PIs a month that came in and stayed or closed to treat as PIs every month. So that's a great number. He had an MD, DC office as well. So we went along. I had chiropractors that were associate chiros in his office approach me and want me to help me set that up in their office, which I did. And that's really how my business started. And I've been expanding and doing this throughout the United States now for the last 20 years. So what I specialize in is helping you get a hold of the names and addresses around you that have been in car accidents. And then separately, once you have that, how to get them in. Those are two separate things. You might be able to get the list, but you might suck at not being able to get those guys in. So that you really need to know both of those areas well. How do you get the accident reports, and then also how do you then capitalize on taking advantage of that list to drive that public into your business? So before I end up doing that, when you call me from whatever state you're in, the first thing I look into is the legal basics or rudiments in your state. I have an attorney that I've worked with for years. The first thing we check is our names and addresses of people that have been in car accidents considered public record in your state, yes or no. So if they're not public record in your state, then we're done there. We don't really go forward at that time. At that point, I would talk to you about how to drive in PIs online, which I can go over with you. So if they are considered public record, I have the attorney then check to see what marketing and solicitation rules there are to marketing to these car accident victims, either by both the state or your chiropractic board as well. So we do this legal research, and then I'll send you the data. I'll send you his summary with the appropriate statutes that he found that cover those areas of public record and solicitation rules. Once we know that we're good and we can actually do the marketing, we can get the car accidents, the public record, and we can also do soliciting to them, then we roll forward into a step called research and establishment. And in that step, what I do with myself and my staff is we contact around your office within a 20, 25-mile radius of your office or offices, all the police stations, sheriff's departments, and highway patrol offices, and find out from them, who's going to play ball with us. A lot of times I got to go back and forth between their legal department and me, or I've had to pull my attorney in on that as well, to just handle them. A lot of times these guys don't know it's public record, and believe it or not, because they're not sitting there knowing all their laws. So I have to handle them oftentimes on that. So the research and establishment step comprises of me doing that, and what's found from the end result of that is we'll know on an ongoing basis which stations are going to deal with us, how many reports and accident victims there's going to be on average on a weekly or monthly ongoing basis, and then I'm going to be able to tell you the ongoing cost of supplying you the reports. I don't know that figure until I've done all this other legwork, because I find that out from the stations a little bit as well, because there's different fees associated with providing and getting these reports. So once that's done, then we'll roll forward and I start providing the reports to you or your marketing staff. And from there, I provide consulting, marketing consulting. So if you have marketing staff in your office, I will work with you and your staff on making sure that the mailings, the phone calls, if you can do them, all that's being done correctly, and that somebody is on that. So I just keep an eagle eye every week on your service, what's going on. We've recently piloted or testing. I have somebody that I'm working with now in office in providing the marketing itself. That's still under test. We just literally started it a couple weeks ago, and then this whole thing so this whole freaking virus thing hit. So that's on that. It's still able to be done if you're not being affected right now, but in where this guy was, we just put it on hold. But the first week of doing calls and mailings, the person I'm working with that's doing the marketing for them has got 3 PIs in just that week. So anyways, that really is, in a nutshell, what I do. I've written up an ebook program on it. It's a 64-page program of what to do, what the mailing is. It comes with the mailing itself. It comes with my call-in script. It The last 6 pages are by Dr. Lieberman. Basically, he wrote about what happens when the PI comes in the office. How do you get them to treat for care if they are a legitimate PI? So kind of in a nutshell, that's who I am, what I do, what I provide for services. If you're interested, you just reach out to me, and you can find out. The first question is it legal in your state? That's going to be the first thing we're going to approach. And I might have that data. I might not. It might be current. It might not be current on my website. You can go to my website, which is www.prospectprovidersusa.com. So it's prospect singular, providers plural, usa.com. That the data is not totally updated yet. I need to have my website guy just get on it, but things got super crazy, so that just didn't get updated. But you can ask me, text me, reach out to me, and I'll be able to let you know info on legal research and where I'm operating and list locations, that kind of thing. What I mean is list where my availability of my reports is, et cetera. So did I cover everything, Dr. Tony, or do you see things I should actually go over that I'm missing?
No, you do always a very good job of just covering the points. I think the best bet now is, we've already got your contact up on the doctors community to call you, because a lot of times different states have different restrictions and some don't at all. So the best thing to do is to make contact with you. You can kind of guide them on what they might need to do in different states. We did put up the www.prospectsproviderusa.com. That's correct, right? That's a nice blue screen. Yeah, that's posted also for the website. But best bet is to text Annie first. I know she requires a few things of information so she can find out things for you, what state.
Yeah, actually, let me jump in on that. That's good. Thanks. I forgot to say that. If you text me or call me, ideally text me first. What I'm going to want is just tell me your name and what's the address of your clinic and your email address. That's what I want. Name, address, clinic, email address. And then we can set up a time. But that gives me right now, I'm going to know right away, do I have your legal information or not, based on that. So here's my cell, my direct cell number. It's 818-653-0288.
And that's what we got posted perfectly. So it is 818-653-0288. That is Pacific Standard Time, by the way, doctors. Don't call her at 7 when it's 5 her time. I'm sure she'll get up and talk with you. But be sure with all the different time zones that you get the time zone right. But again, we got it posted up there, and make sure you give her a contact. This is a great time just to get everything ready to go. If you're in and out of the office, you can get all your seats planted. You can get everything ready for you. And then when the influx comes, I know it's going to come within 2 to 5 weeks. I'm sure you'll be ready to prepare.
Actually, you brought up a really good point. That's a really good point. The legal research is pretty quick. My attorney gets back to me very fast. However, the research and establishment step to get you guys set up is anywhere between a 3, 4, and sometimes 5-week process. So it takes us a little bit to go back and forth between their legal departments and blah, blah, blah. It's just a cycle. So it is a good time to get ready, get prepared to deliver right now. Like, I just got off the phone with a chiro from Wisconsin, and he's all about, like, let's promote right now. This is great. These guys are captive audience. He's all balls to the walls. He follows that's how I am, too. I'm like, screw this. Let's promote, you know. You guys luckily fall into this category of essential needed people that you can go see per the law right now and help, states. So this is great. I'd be great, straight out on it. So if we need to do that step, though, there's going to be an automatic 3 to 4 week, possibly 5-week lag on being able to even start. So the sooner you guys start on everything, the sooner it's going to be to get the data back to then roll forward and start contacting accident victims.
Yeah, that's a good point. And this time right now will give you that spacing to get everything done and ready to go. I know one of the PI Doctors members asked on the community, should she still be marketing personal injury attorneys? I said, well, if you plant your seeds in the fall, you get blooming out in the spring. So she got the message. Just keep getting it out there. They're going to get mail. They're going to get stuff. They're going to get caught up whether they're in or out of our office. So just don't stop. It makes you feel better anyway when you take action. And your company and services are definitely an investment to bring income into and help people, obviously, but bring income into the clinic. So that's something they got to think about. All right, Amy, you got any more to add? If not, we'll send you all dressed up just to go back in your living room.
Perfect. Sounds great.